The BFGoodrich KO2 tires, sometimes hot topic. Should you buy them or should you not buy them? Let's discuss this in this video. The BFGoodrich KO2, this is my experience with them, and hopefully by sharing it with you, you will be in a position to make an informed decision if these tires are for you. The size that I have is 265/65 R8. That's a question I get a lot of the time, so that's the size I have. I've got them on now for between just over 30,000 kilometers, almost 35,000, and up to date I've seen the following with them. If we talk about let's talk what they look like now. Mud. In terms of mud, this is not a mud terrain tire. It's on the upper end of the all-terrain tires when it comes to mud. The reason why I say so is because of these big group gaps between the treads, between the tread blocks. That allows to get rid of the mud easier, whereas a more standard all-terrain tire or highway terrain tire will keep the mud in here and it will block the tread and you will lose grip and it cannot dig itself through. Okay, you with me? Now, looking at it versus a mud terrain tire is just much better for mud. There's much bigger gaps, it's a more aggressive pattern, so you cannot compare the two. This is not a true mud terrain tire, but it performs reasonably well to well in mud. The next topic is highway terrain. How does it perform there? So I get the comment a lot of the time, people say this is a crap tire on wet roads, and I don't agree with that. Based on my experience, and I'm not an aggressive driver, I don't pull away very fast or go fast around corners. My experience, I absolutely cannot point out any problems with it. I've never had a problem that it starts to slide, even with a trailer in tow on an uneven road. There's just not that it's slipping or that I ever feel unsafe with these. So according to me, that's not true. Maybe others have a different experience, but according to me, that's not a problem, or for me, that's not a problem. The next question is sand. How do they perform in sand? I've had them at the 4x4 trail close to Wilderness in sand. Deflated them to 0.8 bar, not a single problem with it. They did not get off the rim, or they did not struggle in sand. So I can really say you can really use these tires in sand. So performance wise, I would say it's a good tire. I don't have any problems with them in terms of that. Now in terms of wear, the wear on the tread is not a problem for me. I will easily get more than 70,000 kilometers out of these tires. What is a problem for me is the sidewalls. I've got these marks, and there's another one on the sidewalls. It's not really a situation where it damaged the tire that you cannot use it anymore, but it looks nasty and it makes it a bit more vulnerable there. And I've not had that with the previous tires I've had on. I've had Goodyear Wranglers on. The tread wear very quickly, especially on rocks, but besides from that, on the side I did not have these side cuts. I'm not sure if I've driven more rocks now with these tires, but it is something I noticed that it takes out the chip on the sidewall much easier. Okay, so thicker sidewall, maybe it's harder, that's why it doesn't give way. Be one of the reasons, but that's just something I've picked up and that I will keep on monitoring. In terms of other chips on the tread itself, I've not seen any problems. I've seen people that do have problems with it. Why that is, I don't know. This is 1.5 bar up to 1.8 bar depending on the terrain. A normal 4x4 trail, obviously for sand it will be much lower. On the open road on tar, I use a tire pressure of 2.5 bar. It works well for me, and they don't like to be driven soft. A lot of the times you hear people that have lost a tire, that's because, or sometimes they've run the tire pressure below 2 bar, then the tire gets hot and then the sidewalls works harder and they crack, and then you have a tire failure. So I recommend at least 2.5 bar. I've heard claims that BFGoodrich said you must use 3 bar. Well, I don't really agree with 3 bar. If you want me to run my tire at 3 bar, it's going to be very uncomfortable, so I'm not going to do that. Then the other thing that you must remember about this tire is it is a heavy duty tire, meaning it's heavy duty, so it's thicker, it's heavier. That means your fuel consumption will increase. I'm talking about 0.5 to 1 liter per 100 kilometers extra. Then the other thing is it's an expensive tire. South African terms, we talk about, let's say, 5,000 rand a tire. So if you lose one, it's going to cost you a lot of money, and to run one, it's also going to cost you money because you drive off-road. It's a heavier tire, so more fuel. So is it really necessary to put BFGoodrich on? I believe a lot of vehicles, if you look especially at 4x2 buckies, they are running these tires, and is it really necessary? If you like the look, okay, that's fine, but you pay for that look. So I would seriously consider something else, maybe a bit less light duty. You have something that, or tires or companies that fall just below this, so I would really give them a call. Would I buy it again? Well, I'm in a position that my spare wheel is a BFGoodrich, same size, so I might rather just buy 3. One spare goes onto one of the wheels, and one of the older ones goes to spare, one of the best ones. But okay, that depends on the condition of the tires, so I have to buy 3 new ones. But something that I will consider, and I'm really open to suggestions, and if I don't know if somebody would maybe support me in it, but to try a tire that's a bit, you know, a lighter tire, and see what difference it makes for me, for my driving conditions. Because if I can save some fuel, and remember, if I drive to the Cape and something with these, it will be very welcome, especially with the high fuel cost we have at the moment. So it's definitely something that I will consider. And yeah, I don't know, maybe mention some options below. I know for alternatives you can look at Maxis. I think they make a very good tire as well. But yeah, maybe something that's like a 2-ply, a bit lighter, because these are 3-ply sidewalls. It will be interesting to see, and I would like to do the test and share it with you guys, because I really believe there's a place for every tire. Bottom line, conclusion, will I buy them again? Most likely I will buy them again. Will I recommend them? Yes, they are, but keep in mind, look at all the options, consider them, see what works best for you. These have worked for me so far. I should get around another 35,000 kilometers, I believe. So for me it's worth it at this stage. But to replace them, well, that's a lot of money. It's a joke, I've heard it on the radio, where a guy said tires are so expensive, he just replaced the entire car instead of just buying new tires. But thank you for watching. See you on the next video.